Hello, this is another episode of Sheen Talking. I'm your host, Kimberly Chapman. And our December 2019 issue is about gratitude. Gratitude for what you have, and gratitude and helpfulness and lovingness of yourself. Today I'm here with Mr. Pastor John Gray. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being here.
Honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
So, how are you liking Greenville? Greenville, South Carolina.
First of all, Greenville is a beautiful city.
Mm-hmm.
It's a city that sneaks up on you. When you do the research, it's one of the fastest, if not the fastest growing city for millennial families to move to. So there's enough industry and enough diversity that this city has the foundations of its southern roots, but there's enough gentrification that people are bringing fresh ideas and, like art studios and all these different things on the west side.
Yeah.
It really is a great city. It was a challenge, I think, for me, because coming from Houston, which is the fourth largest city, third now maybe in the country, and the most diverse city, coming into a true southern city where you still have some of the racial politics and the geo-religious construct of how people see church or temple or mosque, all of those things were in play. And so it was a challenge coming into a fishbowl kind of scenario where in Houston it's big enough you can kind of live your life. But if I'm at Publix, somebody's like, "Aren't you that preacher? Did you buy your wife that car?"
Do they ask you that?
Yeah, Lord, people
They
bold.
have no shame. So, did you know the Carpenters?
I did. I've known Pastors Ron and Hope for many years. I've spoken at their conferences, their youth conference, then their church conference. And so I've known them for many years. And then a couple years ago, I get a phone call. Actually, it's been 2 years ago last month that God was calling him to the West Coast. And he said, "Would you consider taking redemption, or what is the skeleton of redemption? You can give it your own name, because I'm keeping the name. I'm gonna take certain staff, but you can build it as you want."
Okay, so have you kept the name?
No, our name is Relentless, because he said the name Redemption was going with him.
Okay.
So out of honor for his vision and his leadership and that history, Redemption headed west. So he said, "You've got to come up with a new name."
Okay.
And,
So this is John Gray's church.
It is.
Oh, wow.
It is.
And you plan to then this is going to be home for a while then.
Yeah, I bought a house. For a while, we were staying in Airbnbs and hotels for many months when we got here. Because I intended to hit the ground running. It was not easy because when you're building a vision off the back of an existing vision, you deal with people's emotions.
Right.
There were people who were very sad that Pastor Ron and Hope were leaving. Rightfully so. They were there 27 years.
Oh, they were there that long. I didn't realize that.
So, when you're not somebody's first choice and you didn't even have a say-so, you got to deal with that tension. And so that wasn't easy. But we always kept preaching Jesus and treat folk right, and let's meet the needs of the community. And I think that any church worth its salt should do those things. Are
you meeting the needs of the people?
I believe we're meeting some of the needs. I don't think we're meeting all of them. And I don't think it's our job to meet all of them. I think that each temple, each synagogue, each mosque, each church should find itself serving a portion of the community. If every church did something, we wouldn't need social services. We wouldn't need Medicaid and Medicare if local churches were doing what we were instructed to do, which is meet the needs of our core community. And then the two things that Yeshua said, or as we call him, Jesus, the rabbi, when he was asked about the law, they said, which of the laws, and it's 613, I'm sure you know that, but of all 613, what's the greatest one? And he said, well, it's the Shema. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your mind. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. So love God, love people. Love God, treat people right. Didn't say love God and judge people. I don't get to judge you because I don't understand you.
Exactly.
I don't get to judge you because you don't come from my background, my construct. You don't look like me. We don't think alike. My job is to love you And love doesn't mean that I feel it. I've learned in marriage, love is not what you feel. It's what you do in spite of what you feel.
You were here for a movie. What was the name of the movie?
The movie's called Black Bear. And it was about an ex-military man who ends up becoming like a UFC fighter. And in one of the scenes, one of his friends dies, and I'm the pastor that does the eulogy and the graveside ceremony. So I'm all up in the movie.
Oh,
Black Bear.
And when is it coming out, or has it already?
It's already come out. Now you can go check it out on Netflix.
Okay, y'all remember that? Black Bear.
Black Bear, yeah.
Did you have fun doing it?
I did, and I fell in love with the city.
Oh, and that's why you came here.
Yeah, had me down on the Reedy River. Overlooking.
But you didn't know what you had to deal with, did you?
No.
Just the city looked beautiful.
City is beautiful. I believe there's a promise over the city. I think that the best days of this city are in front of it. I think one of the things I could have done better when I first got here is build more relationships. I'm very isolated by nature. Even though I speak to thousands of people, I could be by myself and never come out. I can sit in my backyard and look at the trees. I don't need social media. I don't need TV. I don't need a crowd. I'm called to the crowd, but I don't need the crowd.
Gotcha.
I think that's one of the reasons why God uses me the way he does. Some people are thirsty for a mic. I'm not. I'm called to the mic.
And you do well.
Well, I appreciate that. I want to get better as a communicator. I would much rather be a better leader. I've learned that there's a difference between preaching and pastoring. See, being the second or the associate pastor at Lakewood, for those who don't know, I am still the associate pastor at Lakewood Church in Houston with Joel Osteen.
Okay.
So I serve Pastor Joel's vision, he and his wife. But being second in charge is not the same as being the one that has to look at the budget, make personnel decisions. What kind of insurance are we going to have? How are we going to meet payroll? What about this over here?
It's running a business.
It is. And that's the part that actually troubled me the most, if I can be honest. Can I be honest on Sheen Talk?
Please be honest.
I always had a heart for the church, but I never had a heart for business.
Oh, wow.
And I'll tell you why. I saw people use Jesus as a marketing tool for their agenda. And I don't think that's what church should be. So many people have asked, why don't you sell more products? Why don't you do this, and this? And I'm like, it just feels icky. But I realized that today's church is a business.
Yeah, it's always been a business.
I didn't know.
First.
I didn't know. And see, that's the thing, because it's not that for me first. It's about fighting for souls first. But I promise you, I had it handed to me, mama, in this last year and a half, because I didn't understand that to many, it's a business, not only first, but only. Jesus is just a convenient narrative. The reality is, this is what you do to make money. And I don't want that.
Oh, wow.
I'd rather...
Rude awakening.
Yeah, I'd rather be... If I'm going to be famous, I'm going to be famous. I don't want to be church famous.
Right.
Let me be famous for writing and producing films, for coming up with apps that I can sell to Black Rock Capital so I can make $1 billion. And then that way I can still preach and not worry about if you get offended, you're going to keep your tithe. I'm self-sustained. In my dream world, God blesses me on the business side so that I can do ministry without any type of hindrances.
Right. So did you have to change your management when you came in eventually?
Well, I never had management in that regard. I keep a team close. My team is my wife and my 2 little kids, and my mother, who's a prayer warrior. And then I hire people that I feel are competent to fulfill, the call and help me build a vision. But now I'm starting to be strategic about, marketing, promotions, management for opportunities outside of the church. Because there are people who know more than me. So why would I be stupid enough to try to do it on my own?
That's awesome. And how do you preach about gratefulness?
Well, I think your whole life should be about gratitude. The fact that I got up this morning, I still have breath in these lungs, I'm grateful. I get to meet somebody amazing and sit and have a great conversation, I'm grateful. And the thing about you is you're a discerner. You're a businesswoman, but you can see straight through people. That's how you have been able to achieve where you are. I think today was an opportunity for you and the people who watch the show to see my heart a little differently.
Yes.
And I think that was important. For a long time, I didn't care what people thought, but it does matter. Because if they have the wrong information, they build an entire scenario about who you are. And today, I think, I'm grateful for this conversation. I think living a life of gratitude means, God, you gave me life. Who can I bless, or how can I be a blessing to somebody else?
Right.
And so it's not just having a mindset of gratitude, it's having a posture of gratitude that says, since I have been given this, it's my obligation, my joy to give back.
We have to close with that wonderful word, those words of gratitude and intellect and John Gray. Have a great day. Thank you for joining us.